Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni, the great Malabite. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. You're back from Abeokuta. You've not told us what you went to do. Okay. Good morning, Rufai.
Good morning, Ogami Malabite. I saw you yesterday at the Malabite interview. The first thing is like
Malabites are everywhere. You cannot sit
I was watching your show yesterday. I said, oh, Dr. Abati.
Rufai,
We are everywhere.
Ayo, we have to go to night school in Malago.
Rufai, this is the best time to indicate that you are Rufai without L.
Yes, so.
Good morning, Ayo.
Yes, so. Rufai without L, I know why you are saying it. Yes, so. It's not me, oh.
Yes, let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record, the lead story. Fashola disagrees with Keyamo. Says president action, not contempt of Supreme Court. Video of vote buying with 1,000 naira old notes in Ogun. Surfaces ahead of election. Buhari vows to end hardship faced by Nigerians over naira scarcity. Appeals for more patience as Nigerians' actions are taken, as more actions are taken to ease pains. Your loot now completely useless. Kwan so towns APC governors. Dogara hails Buhari's move to curb vote buying. Yes. 2 ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria disagreeing over the president's broadcast. Festus Keyamo, Minister of State for Labor and Employment, but more prominent these days as a spokesperson of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. And I can understand, of course, he is a senior advocate of Nigeria, weighing in on the side of the law, which many senior advocates of Nigeria have also stated very clearly, that the president was wrong in his broadcast when he decided that the 500 naira old note, the 1,000 naira old note ceased to be legal tender in spite of the Supreme Court interim order. But senior advocate of Nigeria, Babatunde Fashola, of course, very prominent as a works minister, he said, no, the president only took the step to help ameliorate the pains of Nigerians who are becoming the unintended victims of the policy. Well, we'll see this back and forth as the days go by. 5 days to go to the presidential election, but we are seeing an APC that is at war with itself. I don't want to say perpetually, Ruben. I know you know where that comes from. But the APC seems to be at war with itself in the countdown to the presidential poll on Saturday. And of course, above the masthead, above the lead story, APC Governors National Working Committee take battle to President, insists Naira redesign policy hurting people economy. Other newspapers are reporting the story. The Guardian newspaper, Tinubu, APC governors beg Buhari Malami to respect Supreme Court. From Addis Ababa, Buhari calls for patience over Naira hardship. Banks not ready for 200 Naira payment as cash squeeze enters 4th week. Now, El-Rufai instructs Kaduna MGAs, ministries, departments, and agencies to accept old notes. Merchants mop up old 500 Naira, 1,000 Naira notes. Now, the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, Naira swap policy, APC National Working Committee, governors ask Malami to prevail on CBN. The Punch newspaper, APC governors, bank CEOs in last-minute rush to clear Naira mess. 12 governors, APC chair want Emefiele Malami to obey Supreme Court order. Naira crisis has brought so much pain. Adamu laments. Ganduje Abiodun absent. Bank CEO want old notes collection extended to avert protest. Attack on branches. Why the New Telegraph, APC crisis, cash crunch, Tinubu, Progressive Governors Forum, National Working Committee, minus 7 governors meet. Yes, the Abuja Inquirer, yes, the City Paper of Abuja, also reporting that story. APC in crisis meeting, back governors on Naira redesign case against federal government. Fear of cash scarcity affecting INEC logistics. The Daily Trust newspaper, insecurity, credibility fear may affect voter turnout. Candidates eye Northwest 22 million votes. Why previous elections recorded low turnout, experts, security, others to determine turnout, CDD. Yes, they need to guarantee that there will be security on that day. INEC is ready. The police, Inspector General of Police, has said the police is ready as the lead security agency on election day. The army being on the periphery, I also said they will give all the support to ensure that Nigerians can troop out and cast their vote for the candidate of their choice on election day. Saturday, February 25 is the day. Now, of course, also in the front page of the Daily Trust article, 6-time lucky or last riddle. Yes, article, trying for the 6th time. If the number of times you try determine whether you win, then article. But Nigerians will decide on Saturday whether it's article, whether it's Peter Obi, whether it's Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or Kwankwanso, or even Omoyele Sowore, who is also a presidential candidate on the ballot. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper polls tension grips INEC over insecurity. Yes, we need to allay the fears, both INEC and Nigerians, of course, with attacks still taking place in the southeast, attack on police stations. Yes, there's palpable anxiety. But again, the security agencies must do their job, because the duty of INEC is to conduct polls, not to provide security. Those in charge of security must ensure that we have a secure environment. Now, if we look at the foreign newspapers quickly, the Financial Times, Poland calls for NATO to guarantee Ukraine's security after end of war. First anniversary of invasion. Biden said to visit Warsaw. US and Germany cautious on pledges to Ukraine. Now, the New York Times is reporting, year into war, Putin's nation is self-portrait. Leader purged dissent and West influence from his country. Also, in the front page of the New York Times, US strives to head off a global rift. China must arming Russia, officials say. Ruben Rufai and Ayo. I hope there's some time.
I think, like we've said, it's crunch week for elections.
Yeah.
You know, people should go out there, be safe. I mean, I think we pretty much talked about the back and forth in the APC leading up to the election. Let's see what the Supreme Court will say as regards this Naira, redesign thing. Most of the candidates wrapped up their campaign in the course of the weekend. Kwankwaso campaigned on Kano yesterday at Aboka and Damawa. Tinubu is going to be having a massive rally in Lagos on Tuesday, so I think you should travel routes for that. But most importantly, I want to go to the foreign scene. There was the Munich Security Conference yesterday. Kamala Harris made a spirited speech, but I think the little defection was Macron. When Macron said yes, because a lot of people kept on saying, let us crush Russia. Macron said, no, let us defeat Russia, but let's not crush Russia, because there are far-reaching implications for geopolitics in Europe and the likes. And the fact that this war has extended for a while, And Poland is saying, okay, let us optimize things with Ukraine, because the Russians are having a barrage of missiles into Ukraine as we speak. But let's see how this pans out in the coming days. The Munich Security Conference is done and dusted. But let's see what Europe will decide as regards this war fought by Russia and its allies like Prigozhin and Belarus.
The big issue at the Munich Security Conference was the meeting on the sidelines between Antony Blinken, U.S. Secretary of State, and Wang Yi, top diplomat of China, where the U.S. drew a line in the sand. If you want to board the Titanic, it will sink. But that has serious implications. We hope that that will not happen and that we will not return to the era of the Cold War. And the U.S. wants China not to attempt to give lethal weapons to Russia to further escalate the tension as we approach the first anniversary of the Russian-Ukrainian war. On the issue of Keyamo and
Babatunde Fashola.
Well, the question is, which comes first, national interest or the rule of law? Lawyers, some other lawyers, don't let me say all lawyers, because Fashola is also a senior advocate, will say if you look at State versus Solomon, you look at Governor of Lagos State versus Ojukwu, you look at Abacha versus Faweyime, the rule there is the principle in section 287 that the ruling of the Supreme Court is supreme. Not even the president of Nigeria can vary it. But when the Supreme Court reconvenes on Wednesday, we will see what the Supreme Court will be saying. Maybe we'll be reminded once again of the golden age of that Supreme Court. Or we'll find a Supreme Court that will say, well, they do this in other places too. The governor has powers, but even the powers of the president are not absolute. Those are the jurisprudential issues in that regard. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Efene.